Today we shall be visiting a small village called Huli. This village Huli is a historic village with an history of more than 500 years, starting from the 7th century till almost 12th century. This Huli village is situated 10 kilometers west of Saundatti and is in the Belgaum district in the state of Karnataka, India. Here we can see a huge lake which is in the backdrop of a sandstone hill which surrounds this lake on two sides. This lake is dotted by large number of temple ruins. However, the most important temple here is the Panchalingeshwara temple, in which there is not much damage. As we climb the hill, we can find an old fort. At the top hill, we will find a lot of old structures. Here we can find some ladies washing their clothes, and on the other side also we find a huge mountain. As we move from the lake towards the Panchalingeshwara temple, we find that a modern temple has also been built just to the right of this. There are huge coconut trees surrounding the boundary of the Panchalingeshwara. Very few people are aware of this ancient Uli village, which was at some stage of time the center of more than 101 temple. This is the entrance of the Panchalingeshwara. It is a monument protected by Archaeological Survey of India. We can find that a beautiful garden is being slowly developed. This temple in front of us is the Panchalingeshwara temple. Probably originally it was a Jain Basadi. Now it is a temple of Lord Shiva. As the name suggests, it has got five lingas or five shrines inside this temple. Now we shall be entering the temple. The temple has a slanting roof because of the heavy rainfall in this area. This is the outer mandapa with multiple pillars. All these pillars are self-standing pillars due to gravity, and no cementing has been used to cement the pillars with the floor. In the front, we find a door which is an entrance to the Antarala. The left pillar which we find, there is a ancient stone inscription here. On the right and the left side, we find two huge stone inscriptions which have been kept in safe condition. This is the door jamb of the Antarala. There is not much decoration on the right and the left side of this temple. But when we look at the top, this is the place where normally the Gajalakshmi figure is there. But here, someone has purposely taken a chisel and a hammer and removed the image. One thing is very clear that this image earlier was not that of Gajalakshmi. It was an image of some deity which has been destroyed. We shall now be going around the Suknasi or the platform which has been made at the periphery of the temple. Let us now take a round of the. We shall be moving along the periphery of the temple to capture the beautiful pillars and the beautiful platform which has been made. Most of the pillars have a geometrical section. None of them is a typical lathe pillar which is normally found. On the left side, we see an ancient well which has now been renovated. We found beautiful coconut trees all around. In our front is the outer wall view of the Garbhagriha. We shall be entering the Garbhagriha very shortly. The shikara is a typical Kadamba shikar with multiple false columns made all around it. This is a view of the pillars from another side. This is the grand and the beautiful look of the mandap of the Panchlingeshwara temple at Huli in the district of Belgaum in the state of Karnataka, India. Some renovation was further going on. There was some work related to the garden surrounding the temple which was going on. It is good that ASI is now taking care of these ancient structures which are the ancient heritage of India, and they need to be preserved for posterity so that the new generations which come are aware of our ancient history. There are two types of pillars. There are some pillars which start from the platform, and these are shorter ones. The shade of the stones used is very, very beautiful. The roofs of the temple are not much embellished. At some of the places, we did find lotus medallions, but the carvings of lotus medallion was not as beautiful as that we found at many other temples, including that at Hangal. Another look of this beautiful, huge outer mandap. The effect of light and the color of the columns create a very beautiful effect. We can see that the central mandap is square in section, and there is a line of 7 pillars in 4 rows. This temple has entrances to the outer mandap from 3 sides, and on the 4th side is the entrance to the Antarala or the Garbhagriha. On the right side, these 2 columns on the right bear inscriptions which have now been safely enclosed in polycarbonate glass so that damage can be avoided. Most of the pillars have a square section at the base and circular in the middle with some floral and geometrical patterns carved on the sandstone pillars. Here we can see a lotus medallion made at the top of the roof. In this column, we can find there is a stone inscription, an ancient inscription, which is enclosed in a polycarbonate glass to avoid damage to the inscription. We found 2 pillars here which had these inscriptions. However, no translation of this inscription was available in the temple. I would be requesting the ASI people or anybody, any archaeologist who has an understanding of this Malay Kannada script, this is the Antrala, and we find Lord Nandi and an inner mandapam here. Light is very limited. We can see a front door, and in the front door there is a image of Lord Shiva. This is the Antrala of the temple. We find Lord Nandi's image in the inner mandapa, which is square and is having beautifully carved pillars. The pillars in the inner mandapa are the typical lathe pillars which are found in most of the Western Chalukyan temples. This is the image of Lord Nandi. This Lord Nandi's image is not very well made. The length of Lord Nandi as compared to the body width was much less, and it did not give a very pleasant look. At the top of this main shrine, where the image of normally Gajalakshmi is there, we found that somebody had purposely used chisel and hammer and removed the image. This is the Shivlinga which is there in this huge hall. This particular hall has entrance from 3 entrances in the front, and besides each door is placed huge Shivlinga. There are 3 Shivlingas here. It was very dark inside. This is the view of the walls. Here we can find the first and the second Shivlinga very clearly. This is another Shivlinga. One thing which was missing in this hall was that there was no channel made for flow of the offered milk or the water which would normally be offered on the Shivlinga. Here again we can see that the image has been damaged purposely, but the background we can find an image of Lord Jan DT, which is very clearly visible when one stands near this. This type of disfiguring of the image was found in out of the 5 gates. This disfiguring of the image was found at 4 doors. However, when we go to the 5th door, where the Shivling is placed, the lintel of the door jamb had one intact image of probably Lord Mahavir or some Tirthankara. Let us go closer and try to see whether we can see the image clearly or not. We are slowly proceeding towards this image. There are beautiful carvings on this door portal. We could find many Naga figures as well as figures of various Dwarpalas. Here when we look at this image, This is a typical image of a Jain deity, and this is not Gajalakshmi. This type of image was there in all the other four door portals probably, which at some stage of time was disfigured, and now on the out of the four doors portals nothing remains. This is the third one. Here this image has been disfigured very badly. Only the outer line remains. This is the view of the outer mandap. The play of light and shade is very beautiful. Now we are out of the temple and we will be taking a round of the temple so that we can find what type of carvings are there in the outer walls. In the front we don't find any carvings either on the left and the right. This is a beautiful view of the temple taken from the garden. Now we shall be moving towards the Garbhagriha, the outer side, to see what type of carvings are there. We can find that this is a typical Western Chalukyan architecture. Even the temples made by the Rashtrakutas and their breakup group called the Rathas were almost similar. The outer hall or the outer mandap is connected to the Garbhagriha through a vestibule. This is the outside look of the temple. Here we can find beautiful kalasha or ghada which is there at the top. These type of ghadas we did not find at many of the temples. This is a very unique thing which was typical to this Panchalingeshwara temple. Here the ghada is removed. Here the ghada or the pot is very prominent. This pot is not made up of sandstone. It is probably made up of chloritic schist or basalt, but it gives very beautiful. This is the back side of the outer wall of the Garbhagriha. Now is the time we shall be moving towards the mini museum which has been made here, which holds the various Viragallu or the hero stones. Different type of hero stones found all over this Uli village were collected and placed at one place. They, these hero stones show various struggles and the fights between the villages, and mainly the fights were about the capture of the cattle and some fights between various villages. A hero Viragallu or hero stone is a stone made to commemorate death of an hero who laid down his life while fighting the rights of the villagers. Here we can see the battle in which this hero lost his life in defending the rights of the villagers. Most of the fights were mainly associated with the capture of the cattle. This is one broken image. Hero stones normally have three portions. The first portion at the top normally shows the hero worshipping Lord Shiva or Lord Vishnu, and on the right and the left top we find the moon and the sun. And in the second panel, normally the hero is shown in the company of the Apsaras when he reaches the heaven. And the third panel normally shows the actual fight which took place. There were many huge stone inscriptions also available in this area, all probably in old Kannada script. Well, that's all about this beautiful ancient temple at this ancient village of Huli, the village of 101 temples in the district of Belgaum in the state of Karnataka, India. Not many people visit this place, and this ancient temple needs to be brought on the tourism map of Karnataka and also India. This was a small attempt on our side to bring this beautiful temple the knowledge of the common people. If you have liked the video, you may like to share it among your loved ones and friends. Thanks for watching.